Her gaze swept the crowd along the riverbank, then to the three men who greeted them. To the left of the Jarl, the tall man with suspicious eyes folded his arms. To the right, Katrín's heart seemed to stop beating for a moment when the other man turned to face them. It couldn't be. She blinked several times, certain her eyes deceived her. But no, it was him. She would recognize those dark eyes anywhere. Dream Man. Thor's bones, he was tall, and quite broad-shouldered, too, much more so than she'd seen in her dreams. His dark hair fell to his shoulders in a tangle of braids and loose waves. The short-sleeved leather tunic bared most of his upper arms, revealing tattoos of his bravery. A thrill passed through her to note there were many, which meant he must be quite a valiant and formidable warrior. Finally, her gaze returned to his face. He stared at her, that familiar intensity no dream this time. She felt pinned to the spot, and the racing of her heart indicated an oncoming vision. Usually, she would close her eyes to allow the prophecy to come clearer, but Katrín could not break the stare with her dream man. A moment later, images assailed her, more potent than any other vision she'd ever had. Hands caressing damp, trembling skin. Fingers sliding deep inside wet heat. Lips gliding along the slender column of a throat. She seemed to be floating above the tangle of bodies. She recognized her dream man and peered closely to determine who his partner was. The breath whooshed from her lungs to see her own face on the woman engaged in carnal delight with dream man. Legs suddenly weak, she attempted several deep breaths, but she only grew more agitated while the images continued to change. Heat speared her core, making her stance all the more unsteady. As if from far away, she heard shouts before her vision clouded and everything went dark. Hraði knew the instant the young flame-haired woman was about to fall and moved quickly to catch her before she tumbled into the river. Her slender body, while limp, was warm and soft against him. The sensation set off strange emotions, combined with several very familiar ones, though it had been some time since desire had sparked in his blood. He scooped her up and turned to his father, ensuring a somber expression to hide the sudden riot in his thoughts. "To the Great Hall," Thorvin said. He turned to the woman named Gunilla. "We have plenty of room for you and your girls. If you'd prefer something more private, we can discuss it after we tend to her." Hraði led the way to the hall, noting the pale complexion, more striking against the red of her hair. Was she ill, and would she spread the illness among the village? Hraði wondered if his father made the right decision inviting this Gunilla into their home. "What do you think is wrong with her?" His brother Kuri strode up beside him. "I don't know. I worry if she is ill, it will be devastating for Grindefeld." Kuri nodded and placed a hand to the woman's forehead. "She doesn't have a fever?" "No." Hraði strode quickly through the village and waited while Kuri opened the doors to the hall. Aware of the others following, he brought her to the back and placed her in his own bunk. A moment later, the silver-haired Völva pushed past him and sat beside the fallen woman. Hraði resisted the urge to shove the woman aside. Instead, he stepped to the side of the bunk. "Katrín, wake, my dear," Gunilla said. The sound of the ill woman's name sent a jolt through Hraði, as if he had actually been struck by Odin's lightning. Why? Why did he feel such resentment to the witch who led the throng of girls? "Come with me." Kuri's grip on Hraði's upper arm drew his focus from the fragile girl. He followed his brother through the hall and outside. "What has you so uptight?" he asked his older brother. Kuri continued to stride across the village square, to the forest beyond. "Yo, brother, where are you going?" Hraði followed. Once they were out of sight of the village, Kuri stopped. "I didn't want to discuss this in front of father yet, but I don't trust the Völva. Even so, the young one, there is something about her." Hraði nodded. His own interest in the girl had taken root within him, and he wanted to learn more about her and what had befallen her. "What troubles you about the Seeress?" Kuri shrugged. "When I saw her, there is something familiar about her. I was reminded of a tale I heard at the thing last summer."